Hello, my name's Michael, and my presentation is called Bringing Back Reference. Back in the day, reference librarians were just like farmers, tending to the fields of information to provide their users' predictable needs. Now, reference librarians are more like hunters, going out and tracking information needed, choosing their weapons per circumstance. Sadly, however, the use of the reference desks and reference practices in general is beginning to decline. A study through the Academic Library Survey of National Center for Educational Statistics shows a decline in reference transactions on a per-student basis. Now, the decline does differ between types of institutions, but the majority are on the downfall. This is particularly due to the digital era and search engines such as Google, which provides a wide access of information to the user's fingertips. The world rushes right by the carefully tended websites, directories, and databases that the library world has worked so hard to put together. The Ethnographic Research and Illinois Academic Libraries Project did a series of studies in practicing deep research with students. They found that students tended to overuse Google and misuse scholarly databases. Only 7 out of 30 conducted what a librarian would consider a well-executed search. Out of the next group of 27, out of 30, 27 of them failed to narrow their criteria. Before the rise in technology, you needed a librarian to do any kind of online research. They had to dial up several dozen commercial databases and suppliers, know something about Boolean logic, and have training and experience in the different arcane languages that differed from vendor to vendor. The decline in reference services is not only affected by the digital era, but also by the lack of knowledge that it even exists or how to perform it properly and effectively. I remember my first encounter with a reference desk. I was unable to find information on a certain subject, so I decided I finally needed some help. So I asked the front desk for assistance. They pointed me in the direction of the reference desk, a term I had never known even existed. I went through a labyrinth of stairs and floors and found the desk with bold letters going around it saying reference. Most students never make it to this point. I was in a room with librarians eager to answer my questions, excited and enthusiastic about helping me. It was awesome. Not only did they assist me in finding the information I needed, but they took the time to help me learn the proper search methods to attain future knowledge. So how is reference service, libraries, and librarians relevant to student engagement? There's a very strong evidence to show that students tend to be more engaged with learning on a whole if they engage with library resources, interact with library staff, and spend time using libraries. Students who report using library resources on campus or online are more often highly engaged with school and are less likely to have considered leaving college or university before completion. The Australian Council for Educational Research suggests that libraries should engage with students with learning in many ways. Librarians should contribute to student engagement by providing expertise to students through formal workshops or tutorials. Librarians help students learn the best way to access and use quality information and resources, help them to enhance their study and research skills, and explain how to use the latest technologies to enhance their learning. Another key focus for libraries is to provide more opportunity for peer-to-peer connections and peer support. These programs can have student rovers who assist with a wide range of library services. This can help break down the barriers for new students, as well as enable the students who deliver these services to contribute to the academic success and fellow students and build their own knowledge and develop future skills for the workplace. By reintroducing students to the world of reference through fun, engaging ways, it will allow students to realize the ease and usefulness of reference librarians, as well as the endless resources of information a library holds. The key to develop this is different ways that libraries and librarians can achieve this integration, which leads me to the point of the presentation. I was extremely lucky to test out my idea several times and get most participants to fill out a quick survey. My proposed idea was to create a learning experience for students by creating and tailoring an activity that used the ideology of escape rooms and scavenger hunts. Creating an evening of puzzles, hunting, and finding information in a library will instill excitement, curiosity, and a newfound idea for what a library can be. The puzzles and clues created revolved around students learning proper reference practices, locations of the library, and just general knowledge they might not have known. By creating something that would interest students is a great way to get them through the front door. Escape rooms and scavenger hunts are becoming an extremely popular trend. You've most likely taken part in one or at least know someone who has. For those few who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll quickly explain it. A group of people are locked in a room or series of rooms and usually have around 60 minutes to find the key. Simple, but not too simple. To escape the room, the group must solve different puzzles and clues that are linked to one another. These rooms involve teamwork, communication, delegation, critical thinking, attention to detail, and lateral thinking. These rooms can range in theme and difficulty. Even here in Toronto, the city boasts a large amount of escape rooms. You can even partake in a scavenger hunt at the Royal Ontario Museum. Combining scavenger hunts and escape room ideology together, you've created a blank platform you can easily build off of. These ideas are already popping up in classrooms and libraries. It's a great way of getting people involved and a fun method of learning. Using something students are familiar with is a good start to get involvement. When I talked to other students about trying my idea, they were extremely enthusiastic and wanted to know more about it and when it was taking place. Now, the difference between what I'm suggesting and what you would go out and pay for is the game is tailored towards learning. You want the students you are testing to win. My game involved key areas of the library, such as the reference desk, computer labs, printer stations, and book checkouts. Each team was given an option of 3 clues that they had to use at the reference desk. Puzzles were integrated to include an advanced reference search, where students had to find words to enter the search by visiting various floors, by locating specific books and using the ISBNs to open locks and locate specific articles, and either using the article's subject terms or access numbers to solve other clues. All of these teams successfully completed the challenge with minor assistance within the time limit given. All the teams progressed through the puzzles. As the teams progressed through the puzzles, it was interesting to hear a good portion of them comment, "So that's how I do a search," or "I have to use that reference desk more." Altogether, this was done with 9 teams with 8 members each, giving me a total of 72 participants. There were tons of students who wanted to partake in this, but time slots filled out quickly. Out of the 72 participants, only 63 of them did my survey and provided feedback or how it could be improved or changed. 21 students said they knew how to do a basic search, but not as fancy as the one in this game. The students who said they have no idea of how to do a search were asked a secondary question, and it was a mixed response between they would use Google to find articles and then paste those articles in their school database and hope it was there. Either attempt to use their school database like Google, where they would search through tens of thousands of results, finding ones that kind of related to what they were looking for, but not exactly, or they would ask a friend how to do a proper search. 38 students knew of the reference desk, but never wanted to bug anyone for help. 12 students have used the reference desk, and shockingly, 7 students had never actually set foot in the library before this. All 63 students felt they learned something new. All of the students said they would apply what they learned in their schoolwork. A few suggestions with this would be a great activity for new students at the beginning of the school term. Others wanted to know if there was a more advanced version being made that would really help them learn the proper search methods of databases. Overall, the game was a success. Now, I'm not saying that escape rooms would solve the issue in reference decline or reference services, that this idea is a fix for library interaction and learning. What my point is to begin generating new ideas and applying them. It can be a crucial stepping stone in the bettered environment between students and staff. Know who your librarians are, who your reference librarians are, bridge the gap of feeling awkward to ask for help, getting students to know the resources and services that are offered, and make students feel comfortable in their environment. By collaborating between educational staff, librarians, and students, we'll create new methods of integration and programs that will ultimately lead to more tools that the reference staff can hunt with. Thank you.